Hi all, I'm James, the Economic Society's Publications Director, and I'm here bringing you the Week 5 Market Recap. Starting us off is the market mover. Wesfarmers has reported their intention to acquire Australian Pharmaceutical Industries, using a minority-majority stake in the company to prevent competing acquisitions of API. Additionally, the ACCC has stated its approval of the deal, where some pundits believed they may intervene with concerns of uncompetitive mergers under the Australian Consumer Law Act. This week's market loser may surprise you, because it's you. Consumer confidence has recently dropped by roughly 100 points or so, representing a wipeout of all of the 2021 confidence gains in spite of the Delta lockdowns. This comes hand in hand with rising inflation and rising oil prices, hitting an unheard of high since the GFC in Australia. Moving on to macro variables and market performance, the Dow ended 1.16% down, the S&P ended 1.85% down, the Nasdaq 100 ended 2.73% down, and the ASX ended 0.45% down. Overall, a pretty crummy week for the markets. Moving on to macro variables, they remain steady with little changes. The exchange rate is 73 cents per $1. The cash rate sits at 10 basis points, inflation is at 3.5%, and unemployment is at 4.2%. In other news, the Russo-Ukrainian conflict continues as commodity prices fluctuate, with the price of Brent crude oil soaring past $130 this week. This comes due to mounting pressures from the Saudi oil cartel OPEC, in addition to the energy concerns associated with the war. In essence, Gazprom, a Russian state majority-owned gas and oil producer, has been the subject of growing economic sanctions. The key issue being that Gazprom is a central exporter to Western Europe. Consequently, as OPEC artificially jacks up prices and Gazprom is sanctioned, Western Europe may become subject to future energy woes later in the year. Outside of commodity fluctuations, the Russians have continued their progress. The city of Mariupol in southern Ukraine has now been encircled with roughly 50,000 Ukrainian troops, a large portion of the roughly 200,000 standing Ukrainian army, excluding conscripts and volunteers. The capital of Kiev has also continued to be sieged down, with minor firefights breaking out on the outskirts as pundits debate when Russian commanders will make a move into the city proper. In domestic news, the cities of Sydney and Brisbane have suffered from severe flooding. Western Sydney has been subject to the most flooding as dams across the western seaboard have overflowed. Major infrastructure in Sydney has also seen damage, with the M5 tunnel flooding, as well as numerous city streets and train stations. Many forms of public transport have been significantly damaged as well. With more rain on its way, continue to expect train delays. Additionally, the state and federal government are offering up to $1,000 in flood relief for those affected. So if that's you, hop on that surely. That's all from us at EcoSoc. We hope you all have a wonderful week 5 and wish you the best in your mid-semester exam study and prep. See ya!